Welcome to r/confessions, where we get to hear the most disturbing confessions. I want to leave him right now, never come back. We are both 25. Dating for 2.5 years. It all started when I found out he prefers to do stuff by himself instead of with me. He told me he will stop. That happened 3 times. Lots of crying and yelling. And why? Because I gained 10 pounds. And he won't even be honest with me, and it's driving me insane. We had the most romantic getaway last summer. Everything he savored from this moment is, you guessed it, some naked lady we saw that he said he wanted to do the nasty to. He's also abandoned me emotionally. His family is complete and utter crap, and I hate them too. I just want to disappear, but we live together. I have no other accommodation and I have no time to find one, since I'm in medical school and it's finals. But when I'm done I'm off. The relationship has gotten ridiculous. He hides in the goddamn bathroom to jack off to girls who are size not 0, but -2. And I'm so endlessly sick of it. At least admit it. He makes up all these hilarious lies whenever I ask about our sex life, and complains and cries whenever I try to break it off. His father is a goddamn lunatic. He met every single doctor I could ever work for and now I can't even fucking move without being afraid of him corrupting them, as he is rich and shitty as balls. Also, my whole FCKN country is corrupted. I'm tired, I'm sick, I'm miserable and I want nothing to do here anymore. Fine, I'm not Emma Momsen, but guess what? The beer gut and the complaining, or the lack thereof, makes me much more desirable. Jesus Christ. Also am afraid of change. Now for the next story. I have not been sober for the entirety of my 20s, until now. The realization only just smack bang hit me. I was addicted to heavy weed smoking from the age of 18 to around 24. Never went more than 2 weeks without it. When I quit smoking the devil's lettuce, I went straight onto Zoloft to deal with my mood swings. While it's a legal drug, it was still altering my state of mind in one way or another. Now for the last few months I've been slowly tapering off my Zoloft after 3 years on it, and tomorrow marks a week since taking any pills. I just realized that right here and now, at the age of 28 years old, is the first time in 10 years that I've been 100% sober. No cigarettes, no alcohol, no drugs legal or not, and the best part is that I feel okay with it. Now for the next story. I'm a mutant and I absolutely despise humanity for what they've put me through. Growing up, I looked different, and I lived in an abusive household. I was repeatedly called an ugly child by my parents, and then berated whenever I brought it up, or showed distress about my appearance. I had health problems from a very early age, as well. I was made fun of because of how I looked, which caused me to have mental breakdowns. I was beat up as a child if I didn't do something exactly how my parents wanted me to do it. When I was 3 to 4 I had the MMR vaccine, and when I was 5 to 6 that's when most of the physical abuse started. I'd suffer repeat mental breakdowns as a result of this, and then my parents swiftly tried to blame me having mental breakdowns as a result of abuse as autism as a result of the MMR vaccine. I have Ehlers-Danlos syndrome, which causes a whole variety of health problems, and it can cause mental problems in of itself. I currently am suffering from C, which is a serious and life-threatening neurological disorder, and it is progressive, as well. In the past my mother tried to hold me from being assertive with doctors, but now I'm not taking any of that shit anymore. My mom told me my family thinks I'm stupid, yet they all believe that stupid canon shit, refuse to acknowledge that some people are different, and refuse to acknowledge that all my friends think I'm intelligent and a nice person to hang out with. Gee, I'm nice to people who treat me like a person? Who older thought? When I was having a medical episode my treatment got delayed because these fucks thought I was just being stupid and injected me with an antipsychotic drug that a relative was taking, a drug that ended up causing me to have a stroke. The reason I was mentally unstable is because of how my family treated me. Whenever I told my mom I'm not feeling well, or I happen to not be acting high on happiness literally 24/7, she gets angry, calls me explaining things, arguing, and then smashes up a bunch of my stuff. Like, gee, I'm sure that'd be super duper good for my already bad mental health. Part of this brain condition is that it's only alleviated by lying down. Then my mom's like, all you do is sleep in bed all day. Of course I'm in bed most of the day, you stop. Diagno. Rantstol. T. I explained this 100,000 times. I have brain fluid leaking out of my king spine, and lying down gives my brain a chance to build up fluid and recover. If I stay up too long I could legit have another stroke and die. I don't want to be stuck in bed all king day. Then when I forget to turn a light off I'm given death threats and told I did it on purpose. I'm literally having problems with my memory, which is both caused by EDS and the brain fluid leak FFSY. Would I forget something on purpose? Hello. Then I'm told things like, if you forget stuff, how can you remember how to use a shower? And I facepalm again, having to explain that even dementia patients still remember how to eat despite not remembering how to make a cup of tea. So I guess all those dementia patients are making it up. Then outside my family, people are so king stupid, ignorant, and gullible. If people weren't constantly being stupid it'd probably look like the year 3000 by now, but people are too busy bickering over the most stupid shit that is often extremely judgmental in nature. I remember back in 2011, 2013 my friends died in terrible accidents. Of course, me, a being with emotions, cried right after learning that they died, and my mom was like, grow up or I'm driving you to a mental hospital. And then in 2013 both my mom and my dad joined in, laughing at me as I was on my bed in tears at my friend dying, taking turns to mock me. Since when is showing emotions bad? Are humans that king robotic and evil, that they have an entire culture around suppressing emotions? Ever since my parents did this shit, whenever their friends die, I grey rock them and offer them no emotional support at all. You seriously berate me for showing emotions yet you wonder why. Are you so mentally unstable? Hello? I feel like smashing their fucking face in. Then I'm asked to do stuff, and I tell them I'm not very well and depressed, so I don't feel much motivation to do anything but sustain myself. Then they tell me to grow up, and I'm like, don't make fun of my height just to spite the fuckers. But when I say I'm depressed they're like, but how come I'm not depressed? Therefore, you cannot be depressed, which makes me feel like grabbing fucking a bowl of sulfuric acid and throwing it right in their goddamn faces. I have no faith in humanity anymore. I barely see most of them as people anymore. I just see primitive apes who think they are sentient. I feel mentally damaged by what I've been through. Very few people seem to have any compassion to other living beings anymore. I was diagnosed later in life with borderline personality disorder, and even now I have these horrible mood swings that get so bad I feel close to having a heart attack. I routinely go through phases where I feel like I'm not a person and I don't deserve anything because of how I was born. I know it sounds stupid, but I really relate to Magneto from X-Men. I find other people with EDS are much more compassionate and understanding, and I feel much safer being around them than my own friggin' family. I feel like I want to work at a correctional facility in the future, a zoo for humans, where I can actually punish them for their terrible innate behaviors as an outlet. Why do we have to test medicines on animals? Why can't we do it with these humans who are not innocent? Humans always say but we can't. Humans are intelligent. Well, fuck off with that, because dolphins and killer whales are intelligent AF, perhaps even more intelligent than humans. Yet humans love putting them in tiny fish tanks for fun and games. Now for the next story. Dear Mom, I know everyone is celebrating today with the beautiful and wonderful women who make up the world of mothers. It's supposed to be a day where you get together with your mom and laugh about happy memories and things that I got up to as a kid. I don't think today is supposed to be the day where the main memories I have are of you never sticking up for me, letting my sperm donor drag me across the house by my hair after I threatened him with a knife so he would stop beating me. I remember when you sat in my therapist's office and told her I was crazy and making up all of the things I told her about my home life. But you knew it was true. Sperm donor didn't want kids, and instead of giving up you, he found a job outside the city and waited for us to grow up so he didn't have to be a dad. I remember when you told us you all were leaving and how your main reason for living in an RV was so you never had to have kids living with you again. You proved over and over again that you didn't want me and didn't care about me. I still tried though. As an adult I hosted big Christmas for the family. I wanted everyone to be together. Sperm donor decided that this was the best time to tell us all that you and him were no longer coming to family get-togethers like this because supposedly God wants you to find a soup kitchen or something. You always made these grand plans you never followed through on. He just hated having to do anything with us. You never said a word and just went along with his crazy speeches. I gave up 2 years ago. I haven't spoken to you, or sperm donor or your other spawn. It's been the most liberating and peaceful experience of my life. On days like this though, I still cry and mourn what I never had and wanted so desperately. I find that I'm still so angry and bitter towards you. You suck and I wish that I had anyone else in the world as a mother. Sincerely, your still hurting 35-year-old daughter. Edit. A big heartfelt thank you to those who awarded platinum. Just wow. Thank you to all of the kind-hearted people posting. I didn't make this as a woe is me post. I just was feeling really sad and needed a way to let it out. Thanks for being so nice and awesome Redditors. Now for the next story. Confession of a college student. So this is my throwaway account and I can really be honest with my deep shit secrets here. So I'm a college student, straight as, bunch of friends and whatever the Indian ideal student that parents push. I'm socially active, having buzzing social media, act to be really funny and kind to others and everything. Have a pretty standard family life and posh style. I'm that girl that juniors wanna be. I'm creative, funny, smart. But what people IRL around me never realize, or even can imagine, is that I'm a fucking horny monster. For as long as I can remember I've been craving sex. I've never dated, because I'm not sure how to do the relationship thing. But oh my god I'm so horny. I literally sexted loads of men in this throwaway account fantasizing about sucking them and choking. Point I talk to strangers on Omegle and we see them, watch them jacking off and coming for me. I talk about fucking and show my tits, never my face. I imagine doing dirty things to my crush, but can't even speak to him. Nobody knows I watch so much porn and fantasize about being bound and bent and railed. I fantasize about being rough fucked and used by older men one by one in a group while keeping up this vanilla girl act. Oh, it's so good to get this off my chest. Now for the next story. I've been living a double life at my university. First off, since secondary school, high school for you Americans, I've always been associated with a nerdy-ish vibe, which I never liked. I decided that I wanted my university life to be different. As a result, I grew my hair out, and I actively started looking for ways to style and dress it. Going down this rabbit hole of hairstyling for men, I discovered the importance of skincare for men, and started my own daily skin routine as a result. So, before I started university in September of 2019, I had a really nice glow up as well. Also gymed a lot. I noticed how well I was looking at time, but there was one thing that bothered me, my dorky ass glasses. I look much better with them off. Since I was starting university and wanted to make my uni life different from my high school life, I bought contacts. And so, my university life was off with a bang. I was making so many new friends, much more than what I had in my high school. I made a cool friend circle and would sit together / close with them in our lectures. I usually sat next to this girl, let's call her Mary. My uni life was a new one, full of attention I never really received before, which made me really happy but anxious in certain situations, since I'm socially awkward to an extent. Then one day came where I couldn't find my contact lenses box, and I wasted so much time looking for it that I was becoming late for class. Since I wasted so much time, I couldn't style my hair, so I tied it at the back of my head. I still didn't like how it looked, so I decided I would wear a hoodie that would cover the half-done bun I made. I also decided to bite the bullet and wear my dorky ass glasses. I also didn't have time to wear deodorant, since I was in such a rush. When I arrived at class, the lecturer had already started the lesson. I walked to my usual seat and Mary had her purse on my seat, which she usually did to save my seat when I was a bit late to class. I stood a bit longer than usual in front of the seat, but she eventually removed her purse, so I was able to sit in my normal seat. However, during the lecture, she was unnecessarily cold to me. My friends around me were cold to me as well. When the lecturer gave us our break, usually happens in the middle of really long lectures, my friends that were seated around me carried conversations and left me out of it. I was really confused and a bit sad. It was as if I was experiencing my high school life again. I didn't know if I did something or wrong. At the end of the lecture, I decided that I wanted to go home. I really felt like crying. After I arrived at my apartment, I saw a message from Mary, which read, "What happened today?" I had to sit next to some creep. I smiled when I read the message. My new friends weren't leaving me out on purpose. They thought I didn't come to class. I looked at myself again in the mirror, and I realized how much glasses and hair can change how I look. I was intrigued by this, and some days, when my social battery is low, or I didn't have time to do my hair, I would message my friends that I'm not coming to class, and when I arrived at class I would sit on the opposite side of the lecture hall with my hoodie covering a sad excuse for a man bun, along with my dorky glasses. In doing this, I have gathered a new friend group, who all give off the nerdy vibe that I had in high/secondary school. I found that I could express myself around the nerdy group more easily. Hell, I've even played Valorant/CSGO almost every day with them LMAO. Now for the last story. I'm pretty sure my stepdad is attracted to me. Not sure what to do. I think my stepdad wants me. I'm not sure, but the signs are there. So long story short, my stepdad molested me when I was younger. I'm in my late 20s now. I forgave him because I wanted to family to not be split up. Anyways, recently he's been helping me with my college classes because I suck at this science course I'm doing, and his degree is in science. He finished the class and texted me, "What do I get for finishing the class?" I said that I would pay him for his time if needed. He then said he would need a favor one day and he would make sure it's equivalent. I just put haha. Then he said maybe you can wash and wax my truck next time you're here. Am I looking too far into it, or is that weird? Thank you so much for watching the video. If you enjoyed it, please consider subscribing and liking the video. Have an amazing day.